It's day 4 of our road trip and our second attempt at sunrise on the hills in Dilasag. It's a clear morning and I start off my day with a stunning view of the setting full moon. Angelo is down by the water, setting up for a sunrise seascape. After shooting the Moonset, I turned my attention to the opposite direction to shoot the sunrise. Here I'm using my Skywatcher Star Adventurer Mini to track the movement of the sun as it rises in the sky so that it doesn't fall out of frame as I shoot a time-lapse at full tele at about 380mm equivalent. With our sunrise shots finally in the bag on our second try, we take the Trailblazer back to the top of the hills to take a few parting shots and enjoy some cellular signal.
So yesterday we were here and I took the insoles out of my shoes because they got wet on the hike to the falls, and then I lost them. They got blown out of the car and the wind was super strong, so it was basically gone. But when we came back here this morning, lying on the ground exactly where we left it, miracles happen, guys. I found my soul.
We have breakfast in town, and after a long nap at our resort, we finally say goodbye to Dilasag. Next stop, back up the rough roads to Dinapigue, Isabela. We're back on the same highway where we passed yesterday. Well, highway. As you can see, this whole thing is an unpaved, winding single lane mountain road, but it is on the map the main highway. Amazing views here off to our right, just so much greenery driving through these mountains. After making it through the mountains, we spot this steep road off the highway that leads to this public view deck at the top of a hill with a stunning view of the coast. Oh my. Good job, Angelo. Another successful ano.
Thank you, Google Maps.
This place is just spectacular on both sides, and there's just the locals here. It's so quiet. Oof. Wow.
This is the beautiful coast of Dinapigue, Isabela. We don't know if there's any places to stay here, but for now, we're gonna grab some lunch. We drive around at length looking for a place to eat and a place to stay, which proves more difficult than we anticipated. The town seems to have no real tourist infrastructure, and at one point we even found ourselves in an abandoned resort. It's 3 p.m. here in Dinapigue, or Dinapigue, and there doesn't appear to be any place to sleep. The nearest town where there's resorts is where we just came from, but that's too far to drive if you want to be able to catch the sunrise, and this place is too beautiful not to attempt a sunrise. So we're gonna go around now trying to find some food. It may be some locals who will be kind enough to let us sleep on their property. Finally, we find a local carinderia where we have a late lunch and where the owner was nice enough to bring us to her friend's transient house. Lesson learned, when in doubt, always ask the locals. And we finally found a beautiful transient house where the owner was so funny to show Manila. And they were so excited to meet somebody who had a vlog. That's a thing now in 2019. People are excited to know you're a vlogger.
Right. She was very familiar with it then.
And she's... oh, that's just funny. But anyway, with that out of the way, we can finally start shooting with this beautiful, beautiful light. First sunset. Fur? Anong accent yun? But before that, just for fun, we drive north to the provincial border between Isabela and Cagayan.
Currently in between Isabela and Cagayan.
What's with this funky hanging bridge? Thanks, Cagayan. It was fun. Going back to Isabela now. Till next time, Cagayan. In the end, we decide to drive back across what seems to be an abandoned airstrip to the spectacular valley by the coast. En route, we see a local sports fest in progress. Angelo decides to stay behind to shoot the event, while I get dropped off to get drone shots of the landscape. Quick tip: shooting local color like this adds an essential dimension to your visual story, so don't be afraid to stray a bit from landscapes to give a stronger sense of place. As we're shooting, we're approached by two curious young local girls, Joelyn and Roxanne. Angelo shoots portraits of them, but unfortunately, we're unable to reconnect with them the following day to leave them their photos. As the full moon rises warm and huge over the ocean, we're treated to an epic sight. The Milky Way and the full moon rising side by side. After a string of epic locations, sunrises and sunsets and sunrise and sunsets,
one after another. I am exhausted. We still got 2 more days. Thank goodness we found this really nice transient house owned by Angie. She's from Manila but based here. And because it's a tiny town, there's no really commercial infrastructure. Basically, there's no real restaurants. We ran out of food, the grilling place in the corner. So she graciously, Miss Angie, offered to cook rice for us and to cook the spam that we have. So little mercies like that at the end of a long string of days like this are just absolutely priceless. Angela's Travelers Inn.
Yeah.
If you come here, Angela's Travelers Inn. Huwag kalimutan.
Kami ni Aaron. Aaron and Angelo.
Approved.
Angela's Travelers Inn. Perfect. Diba parang baler?
Hindi, kapag ano kasi, kapag short cut, maganda sila.
Tapos madabaler parang D9.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of our road trip through Aurora in the eastern Philippines. You can watch the final film here or the other episodes, and consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this. It really helps. Thanks again, guys. Catch you guys next time.